Right then, welcome back to the production line videos. We have not had a video for 2 weeks because the Game Developers Conference was on and I was there. That goes from Sunday to Sunday, so effectively I missed 2 videos. And I felt a bit ill when we got back as well. So that's why there haven't been any, but we're back on the weekly videos now with any luck. There's loads of stuff to show off as to what's been done. I have a crash that's happening randomly, not in the current build but in stuff that I'm working on. So if it crashes I'll just restart it. Obviously I'll fix it. Well, hopefully I'll fix it. This is one of the new things that's going to be in from the next build, not the one that you can get at the moment. We have released one patch since we got back, and this is that poll that asks what we should be working on, what you think the highest priority should be. That's built into the game now. That's here on this menu, so you'll only see it once per version, and you get to vote on that, and that's easier than having to sign up to the forums, go to the forums. So what I'm going to do is just load a relatively small game that I've been working on, and I might pause it. I'm going to pause it for a bit. So if it crashes, don't mock me. So one of the things that we did, is a minor thing, is the minute you select resource conveyor, you get that interface now. It used to be that you'd have to like click and lay something down like that to see it. A few people mentioned that, and I'd been thinking that was a good idea anyway, so we've changed that. One of the big things we've changed is actually the kind of financial model, which will be much better now. So if I go here, you'll notice we've got an extra tab, which is market value. Now this is an old save game, so I've only just implemented this feature, so I've got this like cliff edge thing here. That line should be smoother than that. So basically this is the value, this is the like market value. This has always been in the game, by the way, but the way it falls now is different. This is the market value of each feature, and they actually decline at different rates, although because it hasn't always been in this save game, you can't necessarily tell that. So if something's fairly basic, like a car alarm's fairly basic, its value will start dropping sooner because it becomes kind of expected legacy tech quite quickly. If it's something, lane departure warning will drop off slower and start dropping later because it's fairly new tech. And obviously if we bring in stuff like driverless cars or whatever, that'll be the case as well. So that's always been in there, and that helps to like balance the game so that you don't end up with a crazy amount of money. However, something that is new in there is that it now models the free market and competition. So if you're doing really well and making loads of money in your profit margin without capital investment, because obviously that's a long-term thing, your kind of daily running profit, if that is a really good margin, then effectively the game will model other competitors coming in, which will then drive down the market value of these items. So if you're making an absolute fortune, then you'll find that, for example, a reversing camera will be worth less to people over time as it was at the start, because now you've got loads of competitors offering reversing cameras and stuff like that. I may adjust that so that each value is only tied to the quantity of what you do. But anyway, basically, if you start making loads of money, you will find that your profit margins get squeezed. Up to a certain point, you should always be able to make a slight profit, but you may have to run a really optimized ship. So, and obviously we've got this new tab here that these are placeholder icons, by the way, that allows you to track all that. And this will be interesting because I hope to change the way that you actually price cars, where you're pricing your markup on each feature. So eventually, I think this will be quite an important dialogue, because you'll come here and you'll sort of go, you know, the market value of, you know, say a panoramic sunroof is 861. You can look at, say you're charging 900 for them, and if you've got loads of car stock, then you're going to have to get closer and closer down to that 861. So if you work out it's costing you 870 to make that, then you're kind of screwed. And eventually you're going to have to like be manufacturing your own panoramic sunroof, you're going to have a really efficient layout so that the costs for you are as low as possible. Theoretically, the game will always compress down to you having a really low profit margin in a sort of perfectly competitive world. Obviously, there's loads more to do on this model, but I think it's much better now. That's one of the big things. I don't think that's in the current version yet, actually. I can't remember. If it's not in the current version, it'll be in the next version. So that's one of the big changes. We've also introduced some new things, which I don't think I have actually researched them yet in this. Spoiler. Oh yes, we have. So if I go to my car body and that's the hood. Okay. So front bumper ripper. Actually, am I fitting them? I'm not. Right. So where would it be? I'm looking for the like the trunk. So if I go here, this is another thing that we've changed actually that isn't in the current build, and I think it's really good in that down here this is now tabbed, and one of the reasons that's tabbed is it allows us to compress all of the upgrade stuff into this one screen here. So I haven't done any upgrades here. So rather than clicking on upgrades and then going through another window, you don't have to do that now. So I can just click here. It will say $880. So I can click buy spoiler. So I've now got that, and there is a new component needed. Now the interesting thing. Hopefully this won't crash. I've forgotten where it is. What are we doing? Fit trunk. Okay, here we go. So we need this new component. Typical. Lemon typical. Let me just restart it. This is a bug that it's typical, isn't it? I only encountered it like when I did my first sound balance check. It hasn't happened at all until then. Like live debugging. Exciting. I wonder if it is actually related to that. If it is, that would explain why, because I may not have tested that since. So buy a spoiler and give me a spoiler. Okay, it probably wasn't that then. Yeah, so anyway, there you go. Look, it's got a spoiler on the back. If you're thinking, what's a spoiler? I think that's a general term. It's like that sort of like fin thing that sits, and there we go, we've got a new car now. Oh no, that's familiar. It's that kind of thing on the back of a car that makes it look like it goes faster. Whether or not it actually does, I've got no idea. I don't understand how the aerodynamics work. If it goes around the corner there, you'll see what I mean. That it's got that kind of fin thing on the back. So that's like a new visual car component. And we have another one. If I go all the way over here, where I'm fitting I think it's in the electronics. Powered seats are exciting. Yeah, in-car music. So you should notice, if I just pause, it's quite small. I might get it made bigger. But this car's got an aerial on the roof, like a little tiny aerial. And it's got one because we did the upgrade for in-car music. These are tiny things, but they're cosmetic differences, and we haven't had many cosmetic differences. So in addition to that, we have some new facilities, and here they are. How exciting. Let's pick some research just so that goes away. So this is the research centre. Look, with animated computer racks and screens that change images. How exciting. So anyway, yeah, this is like a new research facility. So you have research office, and then you have research centre. I think you've got to unlock it. I'm going to fix all this at some point. So that's a new thing. And also we have a new sort of power plant. High output power plant. Which looks like that, as opposed to the original one, which was a lot smaller and looked like that. So these are like bigger, more expensive and more efficient versions that you have to unlock. So they're new. That's cool. Design changes, and then I've got the exciting stuff to talk about. Yeah. So that window that pops up saying, oh, you've got a new car design. I'm going to get rid of that. And what I'm going to do is, well, that's only going to pop up when you have a completely new car body. So like the car body design of all of your cars at the moment is the same, right? It looks like this. It's kind of half Jaguar, half Tesla, half executive sports, kind of, not sports car, but executive luxury car look. So we're going to have some new, completely new models that look completely different. Maybe like an SUV, maybe like a little open-top sports car, or something like that. And those will be considered the new designs. And what you will do is you will set a markup for each additional component. So you'll set a markup that says, well, sunroof, charging you $500, and that's where that other dialogue comes into play. So we're going to be doing that next week. That's not in yet. In fact, some of this stuff isn't in yet. So that's that. How exciting. Hopefully, if nothing crashes, and it hasn't been crashing, I will show you something amazing. Lessened slightly by the fact that now I've detected a crash. It's so annoying. So this is a save game that was sent to me by a player. And just loading this used to take forever. And it doesn't now. And you might think, why would it take forever, Cliff? Your load times are really fast. You're such an amazing program. But actually, when you see the scope of this fully armed and operational factory, you will think, holy fuck, because that's what I thought. And this used to slow down massively the minute you put anything down for like 20 seconds. It would just freeze. But now, using magic... Whoa! There's no slowdown even though I'm doing video capture. Or there's hardly any slowdown even though I'm using video capture. So this is a ridiculous factory, obviously, which you know, us mere mortals can only dream of. It's got this whole area here that is amazing. Close that for a minute. Which is just... Oh, hang on, no, this I thought this was just making rolled steel. It wasn't, was it? No. Not started doing that yet. It's very slack. Oh, this is like the rolled steel section. Or is it? Anyway, I'm not going to get to... this is obviously component manufacture that all then comes along here. So that's one area. The red is like undercarriage stuff. There's a rendering bug there. That's also undercarriage stuff there. And then it goes through all of this to do the body. Not particularly efficient, look, because everything's kind of like sat there waiting for some movement. There's definite cloggage somewhere. Would appear to be up here. Anyway, then it goes through all the drying and painting and everything, and then it's got this hugely convoluted system here that eventually sends stuff down here. Jesus, I mean, it's just insane, isn't it? Anyway, the reason I'm showing you this is not to go, ha, look upon thy works and sob in amazement. The reason I'm showing you this is I've done some speed ups which has resulted in this bug, but I'll fix the bug. Some like major speed ups to the way the game calculates routes, and also the multi-threading of that. If you give a damn about that, you might notice in Task Manager that sometimes when you have a massive factory like this and you lay down routes, it will suddenly snap up to like 100% usage. You won't notice it at all. Whereas previously it would never get that high. And that's good because it means if you've got like a quad-core PC or like a hyper-threaded quad-core PC, we're using all of it. And what that means is you can build very, very big factories with intelligent routing and everything, and it's still going to run really well. This is by far the biggest performance speed up that we've made since we started work on the game. So it is going to make a massive difference, and you can build stuff like this. And I just want to sit and play the game now. Anyway, so we've done loads of stuff. I don't think there's any denying that we've done loads of stuff. I keep saying we. I've done loads of stuff since GDC, and there's loads of stuff coming. I'm so annoyed about this bug because it would have been perfect. Anyway, so this is production line. It's in beta. Oh, one last thing, because people keep saying it's stupidly low priced and stuff like that, and the plan was always to regularly nudge the price up rather than suddenly put it up if we go into early access or something like that. So it's currently $11. This game. Just looking at it, I do sort of think. So it's going to be $12 starting next week. So I'm always giving people a week's notice of this so that they don't feel like they were stung. So if you know you're going to get the game, you may as well get it now, because it'll be $12 by the time we do the next video. Look, it's got so much rubber. This is the whole section is like Henry Ford's rubber plantation, although not quite. He did actually have a rubber plantation just to like grow the rubber to make the tyres for the Model T. True story. Anyway, thank you for watching, and please tell all your friends about the game, etc. And I'll have more to tell you next week. Thank you, and goodbye.